Podcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome. We're glad you're here for our FirstClose webinar. Just so everyone knows that their phone has been muted for the audio portion of the webinar, and we will begin in one moment. Good afternoon, and I'm Sarah Nakai, Director of Marketing and Enterprise Sales, and I wanted to welcome you to our FirstClose user webinar. As your one source for property data intelligence, we're so happy that you have joined us to learn more about how we are redefining the home equity lending for our customers. The FirstClose team has been busy innovating and creating new solutions for our customers to further streamline and automate their lending process. A couple things before we start, a few housekeeping items to go over. Everyone's line has been muted to cut down on any background noise. Throughout the presentation, you can enter any questions into the chat feature and we will address them at the end. Additionally, this webinar will be recorded and the presentation will be available for you to share with your other team members who were not able to attend. This is your FirstClose presenting team for today's webinar. You have myself, and then we have Amanda Green, our Senior Account Executive, as well as George Ponce, Director of Product Development and Vendor Management. The FirstClose team is really excited to take this opportunity to reintroduce our newly redesigned platform, FirstClose One. As many of you have already made the switch to FirstClose One, we want to make sure that you are up to date on all its amazing new features and products available. So during this webinar, we're going to go over the following: an introduction to your customer success team, how COVID-19 has impacted lending and how we're combating the changes, how to further streamline your lending with FirstClose One, what the product team has been up to and what's next on our roadmap, and last but not least, the winners of our AirPod giveaway. We want to take this opportunity to remind you that when you work with FirstClose, not only do you have access to a complete solution filled with the nation's top vendors and products, but you also have customer success managers looking out for you and your lending team. As a true partner, our team is able to monitor all of our orders in real time and provide consultative recommendations and best practices. Our team is constantly evaluating your lending process, products and services to identify areas for additional cost savings and time savings, as well as increased automation and efficiency. We are also always available to discuss strategies with your team on how to help deliver a world-class borrower experience to your lending institution. And these are some of the faces that help keep everything running on the back end, who are, looking at your orders and being your partner on a day-to-day basis. Needless to say, everyone has been affected by the COVID-19 virus in some capacity. At FirstClose, our main priority is that our employees and our customers remain safe and healthy. The pandemic environment is changing daily, but what we do know is that this pandemic has changed the way that lenders are doing business, literally overnight. How we react to this as a lending community will impact the lives of millions of Americans. And FirstClose does not take this lightly, and we are doing our part to help you, our customers and partners, navigate this rapidly changing environment. They say necessity is the mother of invention, and with our federal, state, and local government leaders calling for social distancing and looking to invoke stricter policies such as shelter in place, lenders must find new ways to keep lending and keeping people safe from spreading the virus. FirstClose we are at the forefront of delivering touchless products and leveraging property and borrower data intelligence in innovative ways to enable our customers to help them keep closing loans. FirstClose is closely monitoring key decision makers and thought leaders along with Fannie and Freddie and regulatory agencies. And as things continue to change, FirstClose is rapidly implementing solutions in order to comply with these changes in short order. We're all in this together. We are trying to be as proactive as possible and leverage technology to provide innovation to help you, our customers and partners, navigate during these challenging times. I'm going to pass it over to Amanda Green.
Hi guys, this is Amanda Green. Most of you probably started out your FirstClose journey with me, so it's nice to reconnect with you. And as Sarah mentioned, I'm going to start by just covering some no contact products that we have available. With the COVID changes and how that's impacting your lending, we just want to make sure you guys are aware of all of the title valuation and closing products that may not have been a right fit for you when you first signed up or when you first started with us, but might be something you want to consider either temporarily or just inserting into your product mix. So all of these products are available in your FirstClose system. Your customer success manager can turn them on or add them into your menu in a matter of days and get your team all trained up on them. Definitely reach out to us if you're interested in any further information or samples of any of these. So for title work, we do have 2 title products that are available instantaneously most of the time, and that is going to be your instant property report and your EquiGuard product. So again, many of you are probably using these or familiar with these, but your instant property report will deliver current mortgages, tax status, conveyance information, your deed, and tax information in about 30 seconds. That's something that we can include in your product mix. And or the EquiGuard product. The EquiGuard is a PDF lien affidavit that can be delivered to you instantaneously. Your borrower will sign that affidavit, basically stating that they are the owner and that they're not familiar of any other liens against the property. Both of these are wrapped with coverage to guarantee your lien position and pay out any losses that incur due to issues on the title work. So again, just let us know if you're interested in taking a look at either of these. For valuations, there's several valuations, again, that probably were available when you started, and then some that we have recently added. One of our new products is called the VeriSite Property Condition. Is for your borrowers that just are not comfortable having an inspector or appraiser inside their home. You can order the VeriSite Property Condition Report. It will text or email your borrower a link. They will app, and that app will guide them through taking pictures of their interior and or exterior of the house and notating condition. So this allows for complete no contact verifying the condition of that property. It is GPS tracked, so it verifies that they're uploading those photos from the property address, and it is date and time stamped to ensure that those pictures are from the current date. We also have that property condition report is just going to be pictures and condition. You can add in an AVM or a desktop evaluation to have a full no contact valuation and condition report. So again, your AVM is an instant valuation delivered in about 30 seconds. It's going to pull comps in the 2 to 3 mile radius and deliver an estimated property value of your home or your borrower's home, along with a grade or a confidence score. So you can let us know that you want to have the AVMs or the desktops added into your system. And you can also let us know a confidence score or grade that you want these to be, and we can actually read the grade of the evaluation that comes in and fail it out or deliver it back to you accordingly. So again, great ways to get property valuation and property condition without having contact with the borrower. In addition to that, we do have the exterior restricted appraisal reports for those of you that want to use PAP compliant solution or just a little bit more conservative on values. We can send out an inspector to the property to take exterior photos and notate condition. That data will then be sent to a licensed appraiser from the state, and the appraiser will do the conclusion of value and full appraisal report. So again, great way to have a use PAP compliant appraisal product without having contact with your borrower. And then once the loan is ready to go to closing, we are now offering curbside closings. This will send out a notary or an attorney based on state guidelines to your borrower's house, but they will do a curbside closing. So you can place the order for the closing in the system, attach your closing documents, set a preferred date and time. We'll contact your borrower, confirm that date and time, go to their house and do a curbside closing where it's contactless through the porch or the door. So again, just great products that we're offering for you right now to help in the changing times, either temporarily or something that you want to consider long-term. So definitely reach out to your customer success manager for any of these you want more information on. And if you have any questions, like Sarah mentioned, we're going to do a Q&A session at the end, so you can type your questions into the chat box and we'll cover them at the end of this webinar as well. And one of our clients that has done a great job implementing, a lot of these solutions even prior to COVID is Streamline Federal Credit Union. They're a customer spotlight for this webinar. They actually completed a case study, and it just showcases, in using the instant property report, the AVMs, the property condition reports, the restricted appraisal reports, they've been able to improve their customer experience, reduce their costs, enable one-click ordering for their team, and they've actually been able to reduce their closing times down to less than 20 days. So we have this available for you if you'd like a copy of it. It just kind of, showcases what Streamline implemented and the results that they've had from using the full suite of FirstClose products. And to go through those, we really just want to make sure today that you guys are familiar with the new features that are available inside of the FirstClose One platform. I think many of you have made the switch over to our upgraded system, which is called FirstClose One. If you haven't, definitely get with us. Make sure that you get your team upgraded to that. Inside of the new FirstClose One platform, we have a lot of new tools and technology to fully streamline the lending experience. It's going to be a better experience for your borrower and a better experience for your employees as well. So it actually can take the lending process all the way from application to closing. So starting here at the bottom, we have released a digital lending platform. It is a front-end point of the sale system that basically we can drop a widget on your website and allow your borrower to apply online on your website. And the FirstClose technology behind the scenes will actually validate that borrower data as they're entering it. It'll run your AVM and let your borrower know how much equity they have in their property. And if it's connected to, if you're a Loans PQ user, it can actually take that borrower's application and send it through the decisioning engine to give your borrower an instant approval as they're applying, and drop it into your Loans PQ queue as an instant approved loan. If you're not on Loans PQ, we have coming soon additional options available for this. But just reach out to us if you're interested in learning about our online application process. Set a call with your customer success manager and we can walk you through what this would look like for your specific LOS. In addition to that, we have recently released automated ordering. This is a really great feature that I'm going to show you guys in a minute, but you can send us your underwriting guidelines or your ordering matrix spreadsheet that lists out your loan type, loan amount, credit score, or LTV or lien position requirements and what products you want ordered based on those guidelines. Your customer success manager can load that into your FirstClose One platform, and as your user enters that loan, the FirstClose system can actually pre-select the products and vendors needed for that loan type and order everything with the click of one button. So this is going to prevent errors in ordering the wrong products. It's going to save time so your employees aren't having to look at a spreadsheet or a piece of paper on their wall. The system is just designed to automatically order what is needed. In addition to that, I think most of you are familiar with or using our Smart Select. We have basically programmed in XML integrations from the top national title companies and programmed the system to send your title order to the best title vendor for that geographical region based on servicing, turn times, and cost. So if it starts with an instant property report and that fails out, it's going to smart select the appropriate national title company to send that order to. So I hope you guys are seeing great results with this. And then the final piece is really making sure you're using the full functionality of the FirstClose report. So FirstClose is designed to be a one-stop shop for you. The full automation, full streamlining, ordering, every settlement service you need to make a lending decision. So your FirstClose report can consist of your valuation, your credit, your income verification, your flood, and your title services in a custom tailored PDF. So if you're not using FirstClose for all of your services, if there's anything that you're still emailing or faxing to get, or some vendor's website that you're logging into to pull data, definitely get with us and let us know, and we'll talk you through how we can consolidate everything in one place for you, just to make it the best experience for everybody. And again, I know I kind of touched on this, and most of you are on your FirstClose One platform. For those of you that aren't, just to kind of touch on a few pieces here, or for those of you that are, I want to make sure that you're aware of all the ways that you can utilize this. The FirstClose One platform does offer one-screen navigation. So we want you to be able to order and then view your valuation, your title report, your flood cert, your verification services, all in one place. With one screen navigation, you can click on each PDF, click to view it, all again in the one system. You're also going to have access to live production reports. So again, if you're on this system and not using it, let's make sure to get your reporting functionality set up so that you can view vendor performance information, order counts, turn times, things like that. You also can build custom reports and export those into Excel files for management or audits as needed as well. It also offers workflow management tools. So if you have different branches or different departments or different geographical regions, we can set up what's called work queues. That basically allows your employees to pass files to other employees or to other departments within the system. And I'll show you how this works in a minute. And then advanced communication tools. As always, you can communicate with your vendors or with FirstClose customer support directly in the system. So we want to make sure that we're getting all this communication out of individuals' email boxes and into the system so that everybody can view it later. You can always reach out to us via the system or your vendors, and it will provide responses and read receipts within the system as well, kind of keeping everything organized inside of the file. So I'm going to just switch over to FirstClose 1 here and kind of walk through some of these things with you. Again, this is your home screen. This is what you guys should see when you log in. You're actually able to pin and unpin your production reports. So you should have a default production report here that you can always see. This is going to show you everything that's been ordered and the order counts and turn times. And you also can go to your reports tab here to build those custom reports that I was talking about. So you can pull in reports that have, you know, by product, if you just want to have an order count of all of your specific products, you can build that type of report. So if you guys have any questions, if you're not using this functionality or if you want to, definitely get with us. We can walk you through that. If you don't want to see that reporting function, you can always pin that, and it's just going to give you your dashboard. So your completed files, pending files, action files, etc. One of the tabs that you may not see right now that you'll only see if you have your work queue set up is this manage files functionality. So if there's, you know, any reason that you guys can think of that you want to be able to pass files back and forth in between your departments, let us know. We can set up work queues for you. So this example has a final underwriting section, a first touch underwriting, order outs, pending order outs completed, clear to close, etc. So it basically just allows me as a user to select certain files. Let's say, you know, I'm a processor and I need to send these to underwriting. I can actually select all of my completed files so that title flood evaluation is completed, and I can send that over to underwriting. And it's going to take those files out of my queue and it's going to drop them in the underwriting employees' queues. So over to ordering, I want to show you guys the automated ordering functionality. So let's say I have a new loan. I'm going to type in my address. The system is going to validate that address as I've entered it in and pull up my ordering screen. So over here, you guys currently have your configurations in your individual products, and you're selecting what you want to order. Watch real closely as I enter in this loan information. So we have some new fields here for you. You can enter in your loan number, your loan amount. We're now going to have you enter your credit score and your LTV. And as I enter these, if you watch, it's going to auto select the configuration that matches this loan from the parameters I've entered in. So basically I said, you know, here's my loan address, my loan amount, my credit score, and my LTV, and it auto selected this HELOC second lien less than 250. Basically in the background, we've programmed in, you know, loans 0 to 100,000, credit scores over 700, LTVs over 80%. This is the package I want, and these are the products I want. If these loan amounts change, it's going to change the package that it selects as well. So this one is going to, it moved it, loan amount went up to 500,000. It moved my package to a HELOC greater than 250K, which obviously, as we know, needs a full title, a full appraisal, and a flood cert. So instead of you guys, you know, a lot of you have your packages set up right now. We want to make sure you get switched over to FirstClose 1, first of all, and then second, give us those guidelines. Let us program them in so that your team just enters that loan information and it auto selects. Now, for those of you using this from an LOS integration, so, you know, Loans PQ or some of the other ones, you're actually, it's the same thing. So we're going to load in your underwriting guidelines. You're going to start on this screen, but we're actually grabbing these data points from your LOS. So as soon as you click to launch the FirstClose iframe in your LOS, you're going to be on this screen. Your package is already going to be selected, and you just click to submit your order. So this basically can take you from an online application, run it through your LOS decisioning engine, bring you to this screen, click submit for your automated ordering, and you can go from application through completed services in a matter of minutes. So then it's going to order all of your services, as you guys, pretty familiar with this part right now, that you're going to be able to see if everything is completed, failed, or pending right away. We do have bump logics and other settings available. So if you have products that are failing out, definitely talk to us. If something fails, we can send it to a different product or to a different order. So instead of it just failing out and you manually selecting the next product, we can set up automations that, if the AVM fails, it can auto order a desktop valuation. And then you guys are familiar with this, but again, you can click to view all of your different PDFs. So there's your flood cert, there's your AVM, there's your deed. Again, the one screen navigation where you see everything in one place. And then your notes functionality. So you can click to send a note to FirstClose or to your vendor. All again within the one screen. And then again, if there's individual products on here that you see on my screen or that we talked about that you guys are not using, again, we want to get everything loaded in for you. So we can load in your appraisals. We do have AMCs available, or we can load in your local list of appraisers. If you have a local list of appraisers that you're using and you don't have them programmed into FirstClose, we can load in your appraisers. We can load in the counties that they service, and the system can do the random rotational basis for you in the background to keep you compliant. So again, it's another feature of the technology that's going to keep you compliant while also allowing you to maintain your own appraisal list. And again, the closings, we now have the curbside closings available. If you guys were closing in title companies or branches and you're having issues with that, we can get this notary set up from the closing exchange pretty quickly. It's just going to allow you to put in your preferred date and time, your borrower contact information, upload your documents, and we can go out and do a curbside closing for you. And then again, your valuations, your doc prep. For those of you that may be doing initial and closing disclosures manually, we do have document preparation of functionality in here. Your flood cert recording, we now have e-recording available. So if you are mailing in your deeds, or if you are, prior maybe walking those over to the county and you're having issues because that county is not open, definitely get with us. We can help you with recording. And then again, something that's a little bit newer is the work number or the 4506T. So we now can load in your 4506T or your verification of employment or income, and you can order that in your FirstClose system as well. So this is kind of just a recap of the FirstClose One system. I'm going to pass it over now to George Ponce, our Director of Product Development and Vendor Management, and he's going to go through again, some more information about what FirstClose has been developing recently and what we have coming up next.
Thanks, Amanda, and thanks, Sarah. You guys did a great job. And Amanda's stole a little bit of my thunder here. We've been up to a lot. We've recently rolled out a lot of brand new products, a lot of new features. I was really looking forward to this webinar to not only get you guys reacquainted with what it is that we do on a global level, you know, how we help lenders, but also, you know, give you a chance to really see what it is and what have we been up to, what products have we been rolling out, you know, what features we're working on, what LOS integrations we're working on, and just kind of see, you know, what FirstClose has really been doing to drive that technology forward. You know, COVID has really impacted the way that we lend, you know, the way that we interact with consumers. So that has also caused us to look further into the future. And you know, our value proposition has always been to streamline the lending experience. So, you know, COVID kind of gave us, you know, a chance to look back at that and say, hey, are we really doing that from a roadmap standpoint? So let's take a look at what new products we've loaded up into the system. So we've added Black Knight into our rotation for Smart Select. Black Knight Financial Services is a big household name. They are currently part of Smart Select. They're a big outfit. And again, we're strengthening that product in Smart Select. As Amanda had shown you guys in the demo, Equifax is now part of our product offering. So this includes Equifax verification services, which include verification of income, verification of employment. I understand that a lot of lenders have now started doing verification of employment due to COVID. You know, it's important. A lot of folks have certainly been impacted. You know, some of it may even lost their jobs. Some have, you know, reduced their income. So it's important to have a real-time data source that you can tap into, such as Equifax, the work number, and these verification services, in order to make sure that, you know, you're still being prudent, you know, in your underwriting, and making sure that you're not taking additional risk. You know, so all these products, again, what we do is we make sure that we're still fulfilling that value proposition. And you know, when we do develop a roadmap, when we do, you know, set out and say these are the products that we want to bring on board, we know that they're going to help. So, you know, part of this webinar, like I mentioned before, is to make sure that you guys know that this is here. You know, and again, we're here to help you. We're in this together. And I believe, like Sarah mentioned before, those account managers, those customer success managers, they're there to help you. They're there to help you succeed. So it's important that, you know, that you guys know this. So I really appreciate all of you guys coming out and being a part of this and taking some time out of your day. Another new product is CSC. Amanda mentioned that, you know, before, e-recording. Very important. Now, CSC full service recording has been available. Some of you folks are using it, but e-recording is brand new. You know, if you don't want to, let's say, rely on the fact that somebody actually has to physically take that document and record it at the county because they're closed due to COVID, go in there, record it yourself. I mean, CSC has perfected the software into e-recording. I mean, they make it super simple. It's not this big daunting task that you're going to need an entire team for. No, you go on there, you go to our website, you go to our platform, you know, you load up the CSC portal, and everything goes, load up your document, e-record right then and there. I mean, it's super simple. And like I said, with the county closures, it gives you a little bit of peace of mind knowing that your lien will be perfected. So those are our new products. Let's take a look at our new features. So FirstClose One digital lending platform. This is a super cool feature that we've been working on probably for most of 2020. We've streamlined the entire application process from a consumer or a member standpoint, and we've made it simple. Right now, we've tied it to LoanSpeak. So for all you LoanSpeak users out there, imagine taking a member or a consumer through a 2-minute, maybe 5-minute application process at most, and getting them an instant decision right then and there. You know, and we were working on this digital lending platform before COVID, but you know, as we know, and as you know, we're learning from the environment and the current, you know, current situation, that we know that we're going to need these digital tools that are going to help, you know, let's say reduce the amount of face-to-face interactions. Maybe, you know, maybe if I was doing a lot of branch volume before, maybe my branch volume is going to go down after COVID. Who knows? But making it digital and focusing on a digital platform where you can take that information, quickly communicate with that member or that consumer, send them back information like approval information, sending them the preliminary package, the 3 to 5 day docs. You know, all of that is going to really, really help, and we're here to do that for you. Automated ordering. This is by far my favorite feature that our product team has worked on. We had been working on for a good part of 6 months. We finally got it out to market, and let me just tell you, that is a game changer. Imagine just going through the exercise of us going through your product matrix, you know, understanding at what point do you cut off AVMs, at what point do you use desktops, at what point do you use VARs, and programming that into the system. You know, at what point do you want full title? You know, is it first lien? Is it a $250,000 break? Is it a higher than 80% LTV break? We take all that information, we program it for you, and then you just forget about it. So that means that if you've got a brand new employee coming on board, you're not going to have to take them through all of that learning process. That learning is already encapsulated and memorialized in our system, in the technology, in the software. You know, we've also enabled it with a couple of our LOS integrations, which I'll get into in a second, but in LoansPQ passes us that data. So again, if you're a LoansPQ client, you enable automated ordering, you've just streamlined much more of your fulfillment process. Really, really, really cool stuff. You know, there's going to be an opportunity for you guys to ask questions, and please, I write the questions because I love talking about this stuff. Like I said, it's all built for you guys, your success. New LOS integrations. What do we got? Okay, so we just wrapped up Temenos. For you guys that were on the Temenos webinar, we've just completed that integration. Quick little tip on that: if you guys are on the Temenos system, you will need that 20.0 patch in order to be able to access it. But and we've also integrated into Calyx Point. You know, and a lot of these integrations that we're heading into, one of it is obviously, you know, strategy, product strategy, and it's the way we want to go. But two, if you guys have an LOS and you want to, let's say, up your game or improve, you know, the technology, tell us what LOS you're on, and we'll go out there and we'll look at it, we'll evaluate it, and we'll say, hey, you know what, it makes sense to integrate with these guys. Let's go and do it. And for the folks that are working through an integration versus the folks that are working through a web, they'll tell you it's night and day. You're not having to key that information back into the system. You're ordering directly from your platform. You're getting the FirstClose one experience. You're utilizing all the features, and you're not worrying about human error on the way back. I mean, we look to do here is we look to simplify and streamline and make you more efficient. So, you know, another for me, what was exciting about this webinar is to remind you guys, and for a lot of you guys may not know that we've done all these things. Like Amanda said, you know, you probably went through her at some point. It could have been, you know, a year, 2 years ago, and there's been a lot that we've done in 2 years. So this was, again, this was a really good opportunity for us to come out and just say, hey, remember us, or hey, this is what we do. So that's what we've been up to. Let's talk about what we're working on next. All right, so new products. We are working on integrating Simplifile. That is actually very, very close to production ready. Simplifile is the other big name in e-recording, right next to CSC. So, you know, in a few weeks or so, we will have both Simplifile and CSC available for you. So, you know, it's like Coke and Pepsi. If you don't drink one, you drink the other. Clear Capital. We are already a partner of Clear Capital. We already utilize a lot of their products. We are actually adding on more of their products. Clear Capital is doing some really, really, really cool things in the industry with regards to no contact homeowner evaluation solutions. They got a brand new AVM model that is just taking the market by storm. That model we're actually going to look to have implemented in the next quarter. They also have a product called Clear Property, much more property data, you know, at your fingertips. But again, Clear Capital has been our partner. We are just looking to do more with them and get those services out to you guys because they're super, super important. They actually have a tool right now that that allows the homeowner to complete the inspection part of an appraisal, which is super, super cool. So you don't need an appraiser in the house regarding with what's happening with COVID. The homeowner can basically just take the pictures and submit all the data, go through the questionnaire, and all that data goes back to an appraiser. The appraiser then completes it, and guess what? They can do that for a 1004, they can do that for a 2055, they can do that for a RAR. So a lot of solutions out there. You know, I think Sarah mentioned that necessity sparks creativity or innovation, and it's the absolute truth. A lot of our partners, including ourselves, as a result of COVID, have just, you know, we got in the labs and we said, hey, this is what we need. We started listening to your needs and we started coming up with solutions. So this is what we're working on. New features. Okay, so we have the FirstClose Help Center. We understand that, you know, self-help is a big part of, you know, it's a big part of the user experience. Being able to go to a section in the system, able to look at videos, user guides, documentation. We know that you don't have that, so we know that that would add a lot of value. So that's one of the pieces that we're working on, is dedicating an entire section to learning about new, you know, whether it's new products, new features, or current features, or how to use those new features, and teaching yourself, you know, how do I add a user by myself? I bet some of you don't know that you can add your own users. You know, how do I run a report? These custom reports that Amanda had mentioned, the advanced reporting tools. How do you use that? We're going to provide us an area where you can actually learn on how to use it. So self-help. Advanced reporting. This is a feature that we're currently working on. We know how important data is to folks that lend money. We know that we know that all these operations make data-driven decisions, you know, based on performance, based on cost, based on performance down to the geography level. So advanced reporting will be a tool that that all of your, you know, lending managers, VPs of lending, AVPs can use to see how these vendors are performing, to see how FirstClose is performing, to be able to evaluate data very, very quickly and make data-driven decisions. That's an advanced reporting. Revision request workflow. This is a feature that that we're actually also just finishing up. This should be available within the next couple of weeks or so. This allows you to use the system to tell us when something went wrong. I know you guys are currently using the notes for that, but the notes, we don't have a way to segment out a note just asking for, let's say, an ETA versus a way to segment a note saying that, hey, there's something wrong with this legal description, or there's something wrong with this property report, or I got the wrong deed. With the revision request workflow, you'll actually be able to hit a button in FirstClose 1 and say, hey, there's something wrong with this report. There's actually a really cool little hand. You click on the hand, and then you tell us what's wrong. We'll give you a category, we'll give you a note section, and then that actually has a complete back-end support system for our support folks on Natalie Hayes' team. And they'll go in there, they'll use those tools, and you'll be able to see, you know, where that revision is. And what's really, really cool about the revision request workflow is that we have reporting on that too. So you'll be able to know first point contact resolution. You'll be able to know resolution turn time, and you'll be able to know error rate. So imagine, you know, as we talk about advanced reporting and we talk about data-driven, imagine being able to look at, you know, your current list of vendors that you're doing services through, and being able to look at turn time, error rate, resolution rate, and turn time in resolution. I mean, those 4 items, you know, from my time being at lending, if I had those 4 items, that's a lot of good data to have. You can make data-driven decisions off of that impact your business. Let's talk about LOS integrations we're currently working on. Fiserv Mortgage Director, which is previously known as PC Lender. We're actually just in the process of finishing that up. That's actually in our QA department right now as we speak. So we're working through that. That again should be available probably sometime in June. So if you're on PC Lender, you're using PC Lender to originate loans, guess what? We're going to be integrated. TCI Decision Lender, that's DL4. We're currently designing out that that integration as well. And it's, you know, all of the integrations that we built are all interactive. So what basically that means is that if you're a user in FirstClose 1 and now we enable an integration, your user experience doesn't change. It's just what's called an interactive integration. So in other words, you still interact with our platform, FirstClose 1, as you would if you were just on the web. You're just doing it through the actual LOS integration. So so it doesn't really change your experience other than you're quicker at what you're doing and you have less to do from a mundane or a manual process standpoint. So you know, I understand that some of you guys aren't on FirstClose 1. I believe the last time I checked, almost 75% of our active clients are on FirstClose 1. So if you guys aren't on FirstClose 1, get on there soon. And please ask questions. Please talk to your customer success manager. And like I said, I don't think there's been a single person that has said I want to go back. If anything, they've, you know, a pretty good response on feedback that we've gotten from FirstClose. So that's it for me. I'm going to pass it back to, I believe, Sarah to take us away.
Thank you, George, and huge shout out to the product team. I know that you guys have been really busy during this, you know, whole stay at home. They've been working tirelessly to, you know, get this technology and logic out, get these products to you guys so you can start using them. So thank you so much. I just want to do a little marketing plug here. You know, to keep up with our rapid innovation as well as the ever-changing lending landscape, the FirstClose team is always publishing content on our website. So if you haven't had a chance, you know, don't forget to visit FirstClose 1. You can navigate to the resources tab. Within this tab, you're going to find our latest press releases, explainer videos, published articles, and so much more. Once the pandemic settles and we start to recover, you'll also be able to see our event schedule and what trade shows we'll be attending. All right. Thank you so much for, you know, your continued partnership. We hope that this webinar was not only informative, but has sparked a little interest and inspiration on how you can fully utilize the FirstClose 1 platform. You know, pairing our innovative automated ordering technology along with the industry's newest products and services, just to give your borrowers and process that world-class lending experience that they're looking for, you know, and almost now expecting during this, you know, digital and technology push that we're experiencing. It's time for our giveaway. I know that everybody's excited. So the winners of our FirstClose logoed AirPods are, we have Peter Moffitt from Easter Bank and Glenna Clement from Desert Financial. So if either of those are you, just please get in touch with your customer success manager to provide a mailing address so we can get those shipped out to you. Once again, thank you for allowing FirstClose to be your trusted partner, and we hope that you all are staying safe and healthy. If you want to learn more about automated ordering, specific to your lending institution and what that looks like, or looking to leverage our new and innovative products and services, you know, contact that customer success manager, set up a strategy session, let us help you, you know, kind of go through what you're doing and, you know, find out what the best solutions are going to be for you. We are here for you, and we just want to be able to help you streamline and automate as best as you can. Now I'm going to hop into a couple questions that we got. Our first question is the instant property report combined with EquiCard to be insured for errors?
Yes, so this is Amanda. They both are covered with an errors and omissions insurance, but separately. So you're going to use one or the other. You don't use them together. So for title, usually EquiGuard is kind of a first step. You can decide that you just want to have your borrower sign a lien affidavit, but not get any data. So EquiGuard is just, you're going to order EquiGuard. It's going to give you a PDF, and actually here I can show you in the system. So one of the options, oh, I don't have it in here. One of the options would be EquiGuard. I know title and property reports, it would say EquiGuard. You hit submit, and you're just going to get a PDF that you'll print it, and your borrower will sign it, stating that they are the owner and that they don't have any other additional liens against the property. So it looks like this. It is insured. So this is your borrower's going to sign this, and then you're going to be insured that the data listed on here is accurate, and your lien position will be recorded as assumed. The instant property report is the next step up. Your coverage is the same, but it's actually going to give you data. So instead of your borrower just signing a piece of paper saying this is the data, we're going to actually give you the data, the mortgages, the property report, current conveyances, liens, judgments, releases, foreclosures, and the most recent deed. And then again, we're ensuring that data. So the EquiGuard is just a PDF, borrower signs it, you're covered. The instant property report is we're going to give you data, and that data is covered. So then as long as you close your loan within 60 days and submit that documentation to us for recording, we will guarantee that your lien position will be recorded as listed on that initial title work.
All right, thank you. Another question, does FirstClose 1 affect the current API FirstClose button legacy interface used in Loans PQ?
So yes, you're going to have, so if you're using us for Loans PQ, you have your FirstClose button. Right now, it may be launching that old system. Whenever you're ready, and preferably as soon as possible, we want you to get with us so that when you click that button, it actually launches this new screen. So if you're using Loans PQ, it's a quick, switch on our end. We'll switch your API over, and we'll do a full training for your team, just like we did when you first got set up. But when you're in that underwriting info and you click that FirstClose button, you'll be launched to this new screen. So basically, it's the same system in the background. It's going through the same FirstClose database. It's just a new look and feel, and it's going to give you all of these great new features and technology like that automated ordering.
All right.
So if you haven't switched this over to FirstClose 1, it's actually going to grab that loan amount, credit score, and LTV and pre-select your configuration right when that screen launches.
Thanks, Amanda. And talking about the automated ordering, the next question is, will you help us program our configurations, or do we need to do it?
Your customer success manager will do that for you. So you'll just jump on a call with them. You'll talk through what your guidelines are, or you'll email us your sheet, your spreadsheet, or your ordering matrix. They're actually going to program that all in for you.
All right. And our last question. We previously used the FirstClose instant report, but we're wondering what FirstClose has done to improve the instant property report data.
That is a great question, and I'm going to pass that over to George. We definitely have made a lot of progress in improving the data on that report, and I'm going to let him walk through what those changes have been.
Sure. So the instant property report is kind of always been a work in progress. There's the nature of it. We tap multiple data sources to compile that data all in real time, and the version of the report gave a lot of credence to credit data. And we were using credit data, to pretty much determine what was against the property. But since then, we've also found new data sources that we can tap. And in that surge, we found additional, like I said, additional products that actually work better, which actually give more credence to the property data. So if there's one way to think about it, it's, you know, if the first version, we looked a lot at the person, versus the second version, we now look a lot at the property data. So we've also, you know, there is a difference in hit rate, but the accuracy has improved tremendously with this new method. So basically, we're looking at anything that's an open lien against the property, and we're saying, can we tie it down with credit data? And so, for example, if we have something on the property that we don't have in the credit report, we're still considering it a lien. And where the V1 version didn't do that was because, again, we were relying more on the person as opposed to the property. So I can say that there's been a lot of improvements just in overall the way that we compile the report, with also the data that we actually use to compile it. And if you are interested in it, again, I'll contact your customer success manager, and we can run some samples for you.
Perfect. Thank you. Another question, will the webinar be recorded and shared later? Yes, it will. It'll email out to you as soon within the hour after it is done. And where can I find costs to new products? Really quickly, all you have to do is reach out to your customer success manager, let them know what you're interested in, and they can provide that for you. And what is the implementation time to convert to FirstClose 1?
So to convert over to FirstClose 1, it's not going to take us long on the FirstClose side, and it's going to be the same as your initial implementation. So if you're on an LOS, it may take a little longer because we're going to want to do some testing. If you're just accessing it from the web, you know, that could be done in a matter of a week or so. As soon as we get your product set up and do some training for your team, that happens pretty quickly. But just think of it like your initial implementation time frame, you know, a week or so for the web and a couple weeks longer if you're on an LOS.
All right. This is a good one. Towards automated ordering. When credit policies change, are we able to update those, or can our admin change?
I can take that one, Amanda.
Sure.
Right now, we have not given admin rights to go in there and update those sections. We wanted to kind of handle it first, so allowing the customer success manager handle it. But I don't see why we can't add that as a new feature, and allowing the admins. We would basically teach the admins how to do that setup, and then we can give them access. So that is a great question, feature, suggestion. We are definitely going to take that into consideration.
You guys have so many great questions. For the app where consumers can load their photos, is there a way to ensure the photo is not old or dated? Yes. Amanda, do you want to take that one?
Sure, yes. So it's actually, and my best suggestion for you for that would be, we can actually send you out a sample like you're the borrower. Just reach out to your customer success manager. We'll send you a link and let you walk through that process and what it's like. There's really not go ahead, George.
I was just going to say, it will not allow you to, let's say, pull up a picture from your camera roll.
You cannot upload.
The application itself opens up your camera and makes you take a photo, and then it geotags the photo, so you can't, let's say, walk to your neighbor's house and take a picture of his kitchen. So there is some fraud proof built in as well.
Thank you. So I know that we're coming up on the 2 o'clock hour, and there were a couple more questions that have been trickling in. So I'm going to route those to your customer success manager so they can get back to you on those questions. But yep, once again, thank you so much for everyone for jumping on this call. We appreciate your continued partnership. We appreciate working with you and talking with you every day. And just a reminder that as your partner, we're always here. If you have any questions, need advice and want to strategize with our team, just reach out. We hope everyone has a great day and continues to stay safe and healthy. Thank you.